Previously on.
Pull it closer. Let me pull it closer for you. Open your mouth. Open. Have made it through another game day with me. The best tailgating recipes on YouTube, my opinion. Look at these quesadillas, baby. We got a little pico, a little sour cream, extra shrimp on these quesadillas. Loaded. Explode me. We got some chips. And y'all, this is y'all plate. Y'all get to eat off the board today because I ain't fixing no plate. But I'll see you in the next one. Hello, and welcome back to Giselle Eats. Now this morning, I am starting the morning off with Buy Me a Coffee. Buy Me a Coffee is a way to support the channel and help fuel my creativity. Buy Me a Coffee is optional and you can always find it in the description box or in my bio, and usually at the end of this short segment with a QR code. Today's supporter is Tamra. I would like to thank her so very much for supporting the channel and buying me a coffee. Good morning to everyone and good morning to Tamra. Thank you so much for your love and support of Giselle Eats.
Last one from Raynell and Charlotte. Raynell says, my husband said he was hanging out with some
Get out the freezer. You don't get no more popsicles.
You're talking to him about a baby.
I'm talking to him.
The husband. Like a child. Any more? Okay, you done? $100 hurt, though. That $100 hurt, didn't it? Yeah, it did. So it did. Well. So,
stop watching them cartoons and get out here and find some work.
All right. We want to thank you, CLO, for that.
Don't ask me about this PlayStation no more.
Coming up at the top of the hour, we'll have some
I don't know where the joystick is because I'll be at work.
Right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show
on 97.1 QMG.
Now let's get into today's grocery haul and tailgating menu. We're going to have macaroni and cheese, candied yams, collard greens, and catfish and whiting. I know this sounds more of a Sunday's dinner, but this is all me. They said pick what you want to eat, G, and just cook it. So I like to cook preparing for the week, and I didn't want to cook no quick, fast little stuff that don't hold for a couple of days. So I said, let me cook something that can switch over to Sunday dinners. Maybe I can fry a couple of chicken legs or fry a couple of chicken wings to go with this dinner once we eat up all the fish, or we can have some stuff on Monday. So we're going to grab some of this fresh fish at our local fish market, and then we're going to head over to Harris Teeter to grab some other things that we need for today's tailgate game day experience. Now, I also want to grab some stuff for Monday as well. I'm still on the fence just in case we do go through all this food today. I might have to prepare something for Monday. More than likely, they're going to eat it all. So I was thinking, this is not normally what I would cook, but I was thinking about a teriyaki steak bowl. A teriyaki steak bowl. This is so out of the norm for me because, you know, I like greens, beans, potatoes, and tomatoes, ram, ham, lamb. You know, I like stuff that's going to stick to you. Those little bowls and stuff is so crafty to me, and I said let's give my take on a teriyaki bowl. So I grabbed some chili peppers, some mushrooms. I'm gonna grab some steak. I'm gonna get these sweet potatoes right here for today. Harris Teeter usually do not miss when it comes to the sweet potatoes. They're usually not scrawny and look like they didn't have enough water. So I am gonna grab 6 really large sweet potatoes for today. But what else should we have inside of the bowl? We grab the mushrooms. We're gonna get the steak. I got the chili peppers. Maybe, of course, some rice. We'll go to the other side of the store and get some teriyaki. And maybe we can find like a sriracha mayo or something. We're gonna add some shallots inside of it. Put down in the comment section what you like in your bowl. Now I know a lot of y'all gonna say avocado, but I'm not gonna say I dislike avocado, but I like a firm, hard avocado. That softness usually gets me, and it's just a little too soft for me. So if it's hard, I'm okay with it. But if it's too soft, I usually don't really like avocado. Maybe we could do a poached egg. Maybe a poached egg on top of our bowl. Put down some other suggestions that what y'all like in y'all bowl. Maybe a little zucchini and squash, or what about snap peas? I think that'd be good. But we're gonna go over here to the steaks. I did see online that they had some ribeyes or New York strip or a T-bone on sale. So we're definitely gonna grab those if they have anything out here. Now I did grab some okra because I decided, yes, I want okra instead of zucchini and squash. But let's get ready to get out of here. We got a busy day ahead of us, a lot to talk about. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, because you know there will be more. So let's get these turkey necks on. Now I'm going to put a heaping spoon. This is probably 4 tablespoons of bacon grease into a large pan, and we're going to get it melted down and add our turkey necks. Now I've already cleaned these turkey necks really well, and we're going to stew them down for maybe an hour and a half. Now you don't have to use what I'm using. You can use whatever type of fat you would like: butter, vegetable oil, avocado oil, olive oil. You can also use ham hocks, turkey wings, turkey legs, or you can go meatless, however you want to flavor your greens, but I will use 2 packs of turkey necks today. I'm going to use 2.5 tablespoons of bouillon. I'm going to use maybe a tablespoon of black pepper and the brine of some chili flakes. Not chili flakes, the brine of some chili peppers in the jar. I'm going to use that brine. Now, this is not the traditional collard green recipe that I would use during the holiday, but this will give a little spunky, spicy flair for today's festivities. I think it'll go great, and it'll be great with the fish and tomorrow's fried chicken that I decided to do. So we're going to get this started, get this covered with water. And we're going to stew these down for an hour and a half. It might take longer because I find turkey necks to be kind of tough at times, and you kind of want them to be tender. But let's get into today's festivities. I am going to give a warning because they will be talking about things that are uncomfortable or unpleasant for some people. So here we go. Let's get into it. Today's game day will feature slurs that I don't agree with. ASU. I would like to say happy homecoming to ASU. Y'all going up against Bethune-Cookman today. I know it's going to be in a blowout. I'm sorry for this segment that my audio went out, so bear with me, and I'm just going to try to explain to you some recent things that happened with ASU's HoneyBeez. Here we go.
They're now the new face of Ozempic.
So the commentator took it upon himself to call the girls out and say they are the new face of Ozempic. Now, in band culture, we understand this type of talk because when you are going up against a rival, you kind of, talk down or take jabs at the other squad. But this was a really, really low blow in the public that others don't really understand the humor behind it. And it gave off fat phobia. At the end of the day, that's all. Fat phobia. We know that a lot of people don't like fat people, but that's what it gave off. And I'm sorry for the young ladies that to endure that. But you have all of my love and support, HoneyBeez. Now let's get into 2021. One of my favorite homecomings. Mother Briani. Once again, I would like to say happy homecoming to ASU. Make sure everyone is safe and in good spirits. HoneyBeez, I'm truly sorry that his true colors was shown during your FAMU game. You should not be spoken to like that, because at the end of the day, y'all are beautiful young ladies. Beautiful young ladies. And you do extremely well at the dedication on your squad. So you have all of my love once again, and keep your heads up, HoneyBeez. So I'm working on this egg wash, marinade, whatever you want to call it. It's really simple. Just 2 eggs, some pepper, some hot sauce, maybe some all-purpose. I like to keep my fish very plain and basic. I don't season the cornmeal. It's just straight cornmeal in this little egg wash that I'm gonna put over our fish today. I don't need no Old Bay. I just like it real plain, really just hot. As long as the fish is hot and just fresh, I like that taste. I don't really need a whole bunch of seasoning. The hot sauce doesn't make it spicy. I don't know what the hot sauce does, but it does give it a flavor, but it's not a spicy flavor. But it's really good. I do enjoy adding the hot sauce and the eggs. So I'm gonna marinate the fish, sit it to the side in the fridge until I'm ready for it, so we can get started on our collard greens. And down in the comment section, how do you like to prepare your collard greens? And when I mean by prepare them, I mean when it's time to clean them, do you like to clean them first, like wash the leaves, or do you like to do what I'm doing right now, is cutting them and expecting them dirty and then clean them? I don't think there's a right or wrong way, but a lot of people, do their collard greens differently, and just interested in what does other families do. Now, I'm not the best collard green cutter. I do have family members who cut collards extremely well, extremely thin, nice julienne strips, but I focus on the cleaning and making sure that the leaves aren't too big. I would say mine is probably like a medium small, not small, but they're edible. They're not huge leaves. I don't tear with my hands, but I'm interested also to know, how do you cut your collards? Do you tear them with your hand? Do you do this method? Can you cut them even thinner than this? you talk about nasty, these greens were disgusting. So much sand, the ladybugs, the snails. So, on my left hand side, I have water and a pea size of Dawn dishwashing liquid. Yes, Dawn dishwashing liquid. Get over it. On the other side, I have water and vinegar. And that's going to be my rinse side. The vinegar is going to help cut the soap, but also help clean. After I finish with the right side and get them rinsed really well, I'm going to re-rinse them with just plain water. Really, really, really tussle with those greens to make sure that they are clean. You do not want to feed your family sand and dirt. If you do, that's your business. But I'm not feeding my people that. And if they came over here and got a gritty green, trust me, I'll be off of collard green duty. Greens are my favorite, so I'm not messing these up. They are my absolute favorite. So I'm going to get these cleaned really, really well, and I'll check back with you. I'm not going to have you sit here through the whole process, but I do want you to see the way I clean my greens. Also, the holidays are right around the corner, and I don't know if I'm going to add this step in when we start making our holiday videos. I just want y'all to see this is what I'll be doing behind the scenes when it's time to clean the collards. So comment, like, and subscribe to my channel so you can see that. Now let's check on these. Look at them, look at them, look at them. Let's check on our turkey necks. They're cooking down. Beautiful, beautiful turkey necks. We're cooking them down, cooking them down. We don't want them to fall apart. We want them semi-tender. You might need to taste it for the salt. Always taste for salt. If you need a little bit more, this is the time to add it, because you're going to have to add more water to this. Now, I don't like my collards just swimming in juice, but add the water, or do as I do. When I'm cleaning my greens and I pick them up, I make sure I pick up some of the clean water that I've already rinsed and add in, and go ahead and add the water to it without me having to add too much water. I hope you understood that. As I pick up the greens from the sink, some water comes along with it, and I hold it in the lid and I add it just like this. And you'll start to see it'll cool down from me adding that cold water into this. It's simmering a little bit, but not too much, and we just want to add our greens in slowly. Now, this is a big pan. This is 7 to 8 bushels of collard greens. I'm going to fit all 7 bushels in this pan alone. So you might have to switch pots, or you might have to get something bigger, but everything is going inside this pan. We're going to continue to add our greens in, and we're going to give them a good turn. Now be careful when you turn, because if you want, you can go ahead and break up your meat if you want to, but I don't want to break my meat up, so I'm going to kind of like turn them with the tongs to get the greens from the bottom to the top, so we can make sure that they're all stewed down. I didn't add any water to this. This is just the water that came from the greens. We're going to cook this down. How do you like your greens cooked? To be honest, this turn right here, like if I was cooking them by myself, because a lot of people won't eat this. If I was cooking them by myself, like no one else was eating them, I would be done right here. I like them crunchy. I like them like this. I'm okay with this, but we're gonna give them another 45 minutes to an hour and really stew them down. Nobody's gonna eat the greens like this with me. They're gonna be like, you should have cooked them greens longer, but I like them like this. It don't taste like matcha, but it'll taste very earthy, very fresh. And I like that. I'm also probably going to taste for spice to make sure if my spice levels are there. I did grab some habanero peppers to add inside, just in case if it's not spicy enough. I usually do crushed red peppers, but I didn't do any crushed red peppers today because I don't want to take it too elevated with too much spice. But I will say this. When you put your peppers in, if you don't want it to go too spicy, what I'm getting ready to do is I'm gonna cut a slit in the pepper with my scissors, so the juice can run through the peppers, and whatever the flavor of the pepper, it'll just infuse into the greens instead of exposing the seeds where all the spice is. Now, y'all have seen me make macaroni and cheese on shorts and the second cookout video. Same techniques, different flavors. I have 2 blocks of New York Sharp. I have 2 blocks of extra sharp and 1 block of Monterey Jack. I will use all of this cheese in this macaroni today. If you need the step-by-step, I would say go check out the first short on my channel, or go check out the summer indoor cookout, that video. The same recipe, just different cheeses, the same techniques, everything is still the same size pan, nothing has changed with the recipe. Well, if you don't know, my mom is not a cook, but mom always have the best little gadgets. And this pillar here, I actually took it from her. I'm like, what are you doing with this? What do you need a pillar for? I like this style of pillar more than the is it Rubbermaid ones? I don't know what it is about this pillow that I love, but Mom always have the best little gadgets. And I took this from Mom, so when y'all see her, be like, she stole your pillow. She don't need it. She'll be all right. But let's get started on these yams. I'm only using 6 today to give us something sweet. No, they're not getting no dessert today, so they better enjoy these yams. I am going to try my best to make these yams taste as identical to my sweet potato pie, because I do want them to be extremely sweet today, more than normal. So I am going to sugar them up. Now, for the sugar syrup, it is the same sugar syrup recipe that I put on my apples. Remember when I made those stewed apples? I'm going to try to pop in a little flag or note. It should be in the right hand corner right here, so you can go and get the details. But it's the same recipe. Same recipe. Y'all have seen me make pasta and noodles before. Kind of the same process with these noodles. Oil, bouillon, some salt, and water to flavor the noodles. Kind of basic, kind of plain. I won't be doing all the extra Tonys and all that other stuff that I did with the smoked macaroni. We're going to keep this in the cusp of traditional macaroni and cheese, I would say. So read your directions on the box on how long you should cook your noodles, and season them to taste how you want. I did make this water a little salty because I want to make sure that the noodles have plenty of season. Now let's get these potatoes, sliced potatoes. These sweet potatoes sliced. Now be very careful. Make sure your knife is sharp. If not, there goes the finger. Don't y'all be using no dull knives. These sweet potatoes are dangerous. Let's get these yams covered. We're going to stick them in the oven for about 45 minutes to an hour, just to get them slightly tender before we add our sugar glaze to them, or our syrup glaze. Today, usually I don't use as much sugar, but I'm going to use a full cup and a quarter of sugar. Maybe a little bit more, because I do want them to be sweet today, really sweet. And then follow the recipe as normal. A cup of sugar, a teaspoon of salt. Add your vanilla in, however much you like, probably a full tablespoon of vanilla. You'll add your teaspoon of lemon extract. You'll add your cinnamon sticks, however many you like. You know, I like a lot of cinnamon, so I am going to add maybe 3 to 4 cinnamon sticks. I'm going to add even more cinnamon, probably a tablespoon of cinnamon and a teaspoon of nutmeg and allspice. I like that spicy taste. You know, it goes well with the season, and it's so festive. I'm sorry for all of that noise. It goes with the season, and it's so festive. And I like a lot of spice, cinnamon spice and nutmeg spice on my yams. So I do tend to overuse. You do not have to do that. Use as much as you like. Most people sprinkle it on there and their yams turn dark. My yams don't turn dark because I try to make a syrup so they won't turn dark. Sorry, I am trying to get still shots. Trying to get still shots for TikTok and Snapchat. That's why the screen just started jumping. So anytime the screen jumps like that, I am doing other content creating in a mix of cooking with y'all. So let's get this syrup done and on the stove. Now, I did not have any butter. I was completely out of butter. Forgot to grab the butter. So what I do have is some Crisco. So that stick of butter that I would normally put in here, I am going to put maybe 2 heaping tablespoons of my Crisco. Absolutely, you better believe it. Also, this next step is optional. You do not have to add cognac. You don't have to add brandy or whiskey. We like the flavor from the whiskey, so we gonna add the whiskey to it. You can use orange juice. You can add water. Whatever works for you and your family. But we gonna choose the whiskey or the scotch for our yams. Now these yams are already tender, so we're just going to add our syrup that we have melted down to the yams. After we add it, now sometimes you don't know how much syrup, so pay attention to your levels and make sure that the syrup is not going to boil over or bubble over in the oven. But we should be right on the money, because this is my standard recipe that I always make. We're going to add the syrup. When we stick it back into the oven, we're going to take to get ready to take that macaroni out. Well, I need to check that macaroni and make sure it's ready. But we want to put it back in the oven on broil. Don't cover it. We are good to go. Put it back in the oven on broil. And we want this to get bubbling brown. It's already bubbling down from the bottom, and you know that cast iron. I love this pan. I actually bought 2 of them because I like to serve in one and I like to cook in one. But today they're both gonna serve as serving and cooking. This cast iron Lodge pan. But make sure you comment, like, and subscribe, and let's get started on this fish, baby. Let's get started on this fish. Now, what I did with this fish is I just dropped it in some regular cornmeal with no seasoning, just regular cornmeal. I don't need all that paprika and all that jazzy stuff on my fish. I just want it to taste like seasoned fish. I'm okay with just salt and pepper. I jazz it up a little bit, but I don't need my fish with all that hoorah on it. Just make sure it's piping hot, like that. When you get it and you take that first bite, and then on the roof of your mouth, and the roof of your mouth is swollen. That's what I want my fish. I don't really care about all the tricks and the gimmicks with it. Just make sure it's hot as hell. Baby, I set this macaroni and these candy yams on the broiler at the same time. And it's time for these babies to come out. Look at that there. Beautiful. Beautiful candy yams. Now, I am going to glaze them a little bit on the tops, a little bit, to show off that beautiful amber color. But I don't like to tear up my yams too much. I like for them to kind of stay in that like disc shape. But let's get ready to top off this tailgating experience, game day experience, with a plate.
Whenever your back's against the wall, you know I'm that someone you should call.
If you have made it this far, baby, you deserve a plate. And here is your plate. We have candy yams, macaroni and cheese, spicy collard greens, and 3 pieces of hot ass fish for your ass. Hot fish. Yes, Lord. Thank y'all so much for joining me today. I love you guys. Bye.